it's Shawnee. Welcome back. Today is a work from home day, so I just threw on the first dress that I saw in my closet. Can you wear white right now? I don't know, I don't really care. So I'm just going to do a little get ready with me. I have a very long day today, but I am starting a little later, so that's good, but this is also the day when I end later, so that's not so good. Let me see if I can move this a little bit so I can see. Okay, what am I doing now? What's happening? I thought it was that car again. Let's do some eye primer, and I think I will use, if I can find it, my Pat McGrath Intensive Eyes. So I'm going to use this. So I didn't get to tell you how my Galentine's virtual Gilmore Girls pajama party was. It was a lot of fun. The two hosts were together and they had on matching PJs. It was so cute. It started at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Was it 9? Yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Child, I was like, we got to hurry up, because if you know me, you know I go to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock, because I have work. I'm actually going to go in with this Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. This is one of her 5-pan palettes. This is Bronze Bliss. Let me show you that. I kind of hope that she comes out with more of these. I've been liking them. I only have this one and Nude Allure, which is this one here. I want to use that one. No, I'll stick with this one. I want some neutrals. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade first. So it was a lot of fun. Basically, it was answering questions, would you rather, favorite quotes from different characters. Then they built their team, who would you have on your girl boss team or whatever. It was a lot of fun. I had 2 drinks and then I was ready to go to bed. They had a little after party, but I was my bedtime is done and gone, so I'm gonna have to just go ahead and nope out of that. So that's what I did, but I did have a fun time. It was a great way to spend the beginning of my week. But I will tell you, if I didn't have to or decide to attend to that, I would have already been in my PJs anyway, but I just would have been laying down playing a game on my phone or something. So it was fun. This is gonna be super quick. Oh man, I am back to back today. So how are you? What's been happening in your life? Anything exciting, different? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this shade here, the black shade, and let's see what brush. I'm going to use this Sonia G Classic Crease, and to put on that shimmer, I use the Rephr number 28. Whenever I do a shimmer, I like to use this paddle type of brush, and for my mattes, I tend to like some sort of fluffy tapered brush, and this Classic Crease is perfect. I know some people didn't like this black because they didn't feel like it's deep. To me, it's a grayish black or a bluish black. So I understand what they're saying, but it doesn't bother me. So my office it's a suite of 5 offices. And for the past while, 4 of us have been going in. Some go in like 3 days, some 2 days, some 1 day. But our 5th person has not come into the office like at all. And we've all been paying our office rent, you know, so they pay the rent. We're always like, hey, you coming in? And they're like, maybe next month. Next month comes and goes. And then they're like, maybe another month. And my work wife is like, I have people who want an office. Like, do you want to lease it out to somebody? Sublease it? So anyway, yesterday I get into the office and I see that their office door is open. And I'm the first one there because, you know, now I go super early so I can get parking in the garage. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they're here. I'm taking this mini booster and still going into that black shade. I was like, I wonder if they're here. But then I was also like, maybe it's just that the cleaning folks like accidentally left the door open, like our maintenance and like maid service. And so I was like, okay, whatever. But I saw that there was stuff in the office and I wasn't sure if, because the door is usually closed, so I wasn't sure if stuff was in there and we just didn't know. Basically, I'm trying to figure out, was that door accidentally left open or are they coming into the office? So I go about my day. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I think I had like 1 client. It was early. And then I see my work wife. So she and our offices are right next to each other because going into the lease, like the other 3 knew each other. I knew 2 of the 3, just from, it's a small community of psychologists. And then me and my work wife, we worked at the same practice before we each started our own individual practices. So we were like, we need to be together in our own spot because we're about the shenanigans, right? We are always laughing, like, and we were like, we want to be next to each other because we don't know these other people quite like that, and we don't know if they're gonna understand our like senses of humor and things like that. So we're on one side together, and then on the other side are the other 3 offices. So we have like our own little tunnel, and they are all 3 on the other side. So I like bop my head out my office and I see work wife, and I'm like, hey, did you see that office is open? And she was like, no, it is. Mind you, both of our clients show up and we're like, wait 1 minute. So we go and we are hella nosy. So we go in the office and we're like checking it out. I sit on the couch. I was like, this is a nice couch. Like, this is super comfortable. We're like looking at the desk and opening drawers. Honey, we are in the business. And then we both come out and we're just like, I wonder if they're here. Like, you know, or is it the maid service that like left the door open or whatever? And then we both are like apologizing to our clients, like, sorry so much. We were just really being nosy and judging our office mate on the furniture that they have. Nice furniture, okay? Like, honestly, the couch was really comfortable. And I was like, I might come take a like nap on this couch later. The door is open. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's a free-for-all now. So then the day goes on, and I was gonna go down to our like lobby and mail something. Like, that's one real convenience of going into the office. Like, they have to mail a bill or something. I'm like, oh, I just do it when I get to work. I can just run down to the little office and throw it in the mailbox. So I'm about to go down to the office, to the lobby. And I look, and it's the 5th suite mate. The 5th office mate is in the office. And I was like, hey, like, we signed the lease like 3 years ago, okay? And they have been saying from jump, yeah, I'm gonna come in. So it was just like, hi, good to see you in person and meet you in person. I just used the Fashion Fair Skin Priming Serum. This is an okay primer. It's not mattifying or anything. It just feels like a light lotion going on. I don't know that it's better or worse than anything else, but it works fine for me. Let me pick a foundation. I have this little turntable-y, like Lazy Susan thing here. Where is... Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm going to use my Cover FX Power Play foundation. Does anyone even still use this? I love this foundation. Before I got the NARS Soft Matte, this was like my go-to ride or die. And this is in the shade N110. Let's pray that I don't have to mix it with anything and get people upset. So, like, I saw The Office Mate, and it was just me and another work wifey had already left, because work wifey be booking it. So as soon as she's done, she is gone. And I understand, because we all typically are fighting traffic in different ways. I think I live the furthest, so my traffic tends to be the worst. But work wifey had to get home, and so she missed out on seeing our 5th office mate in person. But I told the office mate, I was like, me and work wife, we came in your office and we looked through your stuff, so. And then they have a very nice, like, therapist chair. It's like the best therapist chair that you can buy. It's like ergonomic, and it's like leather, and like, it looks expensive. I know the chair because the last practice I was at had a chair like that. And so I was like, can I sit in your chair? But I checked to see if they had sat in it first, to make sure. Like, I don't want the chair to contour to my booty and you haven't had a chance to sit down and enjoy it, you know? But they had already sat in it, and I was like, this is nice. So far I've sat on the couch, I've sat in the therapist chair, I'm practically at the desk typing my notes. But they were real cool. Like, we talked for a bit, and one of our other office mates was there. We talked about decorating our waiting area. Like, we all kind of have different styles, but we have one common area that we need to kind of figure out and decorate, because it's looking so stark and sparse. There's like nothing but a dying plant in there. So we've really got to get to it and make it look a lot better. I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Concealer. Now, what I suggested is that we get some things that are like inclusive, or kind of like exude inclusivity. I'm the only person of color in the office, and I have quite a few, like the majority of my practice is people of color, or folks within the LGBTQIA community, religious minorities. Like, I work with a lot of marginalized communities, and I just want the space to make everyone feel welcome and seen. And the office mates that were there agreed, and I know that work wife and our other office mate, I know that they're going to agree too. Not that the other folks don't have clients of color or marginalized groups, but I think that's kind of primarily what my practice is about. And also, not that I don't have other clients who aren't like I have white clients, I have straight clients, I have the gamut of clients, but my kind of specialty is working with marginalized groups, working with identity, like identity development, whether that's racial identity, ethnic identity, religious identity, gender, sexual orientation. So you don't necessarily need someone who is always a specific expert in something, but I have found that I do have a special set of knowledge in terms of some of the concerns that certain groups might deal with, if that makes sense. So sometimes in trying to choose a therapist, like me as a, do you want to know this? I'm sorry, I'm just babbling on. Me as a Black woman, some people want to see me and some people explicitly don't want to see me. And that's a whole other story for another day. If you are a person of color pursuing a higher ed degree or anything you want to talk about it, let me know. I'll tell you. I'm a stories girl. And sometimes what I explain to people is like, I definitely understand that you want to work with someone who maybe looks like you or identifies as you in different ways. But what we do know is that the research shows that one of the biggest signifiers of like therapy success is the connection between the therapist and the client. And that doesn't always mean that if they look like you or identify as you that the same way that you're gonna connect, right? Like sometimes you don't connect. So I say that to say that I work with a variety of people, but the majority of my practice are folks of color. So anyone who joins my practice they have to be, you know, comfortable in working with various identities. So I have associates of varying identities. I don't just have folks of color, but I do like to employ folks with marginalized identities. Just because, I don't know, just want to help all of us out, really. That was like a long little tirade. I'm going to do some contour and probably some blush, and then I'll be right back and wrap everything up. So, give me 1 second. So here is the finished look, kind of dark and vampy, and yeah, I gotta go get to work. So hopefully some of this was helpful. I also hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Please be sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.